That was good. All right. Let's go ahead and let's get going. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on to me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder. And we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. We may call your first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer of the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective with change of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us in detail this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use the floor map of the office to explain. Body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was the statue, the thinker, found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even for the girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. He's so annoyed with this, but also same. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Well, yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. That very moment, you say? Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in the testimony. Whoosh! Smack! Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? My sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony. She would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It works a lot of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. All right, let's give it a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. All right. Well, still a little bit. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. Who did you get a phone call from? Hey, pal, don't play dumb. You know who. The call was from a customer at Gatewater Hotel, right across from the crime scene. Okay. I pressed. Not sure it did much, though. Right. Please continue. There were two people there already. Detective Gumshoe, how long would you say it took between you receiving that call and your arrival at the scene of the crime? Right. I'd say about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. Our motto this month is quick response. That's how we got there, before the killer got away. Indeed. So tell us, who are the two people you found at the scene were? Yes, sir. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Hold it! Are you absolutely sure it was us? Listen, pal, your dumb act is only gonna get you so far. With her funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you two stand out like suspicious people at a crime scene. Well, he does have a point about her. She is pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points here a little bit more. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness was Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly. What about this suspicious woman in Pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't Pink, pal. Well, I guess she is Pink. That's enough. Detective Gumshoe, do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Blech. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya had been written clearly in blood. Lab results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How do you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify the vital piece of evidence the first time? I know. I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene with my... Oh my god. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Found a memo written with the paper with the victim's blood. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results show that the blood was the victim's. Also, the blood was found on the fingers. The victim's fingers. She died with the victim. On which hand was the bloody finger, Detective? The right hand. She was right-handed. Nice try. Oh, I guess it wasn't too hard to see what I was getting at there. What kind of tests were these again? Huh? What kind? Well, I hear they take little bits of blood, hermogoblins, hermogoblin bobbin. I refuse to testify on this matter, pal. I am no expert on blood tests. Look forward to your next evaluation, as you should. Oh, that was a mess. Right, where was I? Oh. Hold it! Hold it! Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Ho ho! Then who did write it, smarty pants? Who? I did! The killer! The killer! Anyone could see that. Ho! You're saying the killer wrote her own name. Buddy, please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? Ha! I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright. Yeah, pal. Well, detective, tell us what was written on the memo you found. Hold it. This feels weird saying hold it to everything. You have proof that it was Mio who wrote that. Of course I do, pal. Lab test results. Okay, well. Detective Gumshoe. Do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's names? Sure, it happens all the time in books and movies. This isn't a movie, detective. This is a video game. Let's talk about the reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that a victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister. Yeah, actually. You got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Order! Order! That didn't go so well. That's right, what he said. It's his whole testimony. Okay. There has to be a contradiction in here somewhere, so let's find it. Okay, let me look at my things. We've got this. Time was at 9 p.m. The conversation, broken glass, Larry Butts, wiretap, floor plans. I don't know. Found a memo written with a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Mio is written clearly in blood. Show that it was the victim's. Blood was found on the victim's finger. Therefore, before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Oh no! Why is this suddenly so hard? I don't know what's the contradiction? Did I do this? Hold it in here. Oh, I did do it. I did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did do that. I have no idea what they want me to do here. Like, what? Oh, that kind of shows like the window, I guess. What is this? Everyone shut the fuck up about hints or you get a month ban. Okay. I don't... None of this correlates to me. How many people are sitting there screaming right now? Securing the subject, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. Can I... Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing! I don't know what I'm doing here! I feel so stupid right now. What? The other case was so much easier. What happened? Yes, but this was also there for some reason. Hey, I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked! Can we like show this conversation? I just feel like the cell phone has very important information on it. All right, well, I think we're gonna just die here, but I think this is important. It really doesn't. You're right. You know, I don't understand. Why is this so hard? Also, what if I do show this badge? Jail. Right on to case 3. Designate me a hint giver. All right, John Lewis. John Lewis, give me your best hint. What is, give me your best hint right now. Only John Lewis. Okay, so you have to press the buttons in the right order and press them at the right time. Instead of pressing the wrong buttons. Okay, let me look at all these again. Time of death, 9/5 at 9 p.m. Cause, single blunt force trauma. Death was instantaneous. What was the conversation between Chief and Maya? So at 9:27 a.m. Mia, what's up? I haven't called in a while. It's actually something I want you to hold on for me. Again, what is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like that statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working this lean. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry, put some papers inside instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? I'll leave that one up to your imagination. See you tonight at 9. Glass shards, the broken remains of a glass light stand, broken beyond all recognition. The murder weapon looks like a statue that's actually a clock, made by Larry Butts. Found this in Miss May's hotel room. The department store receipt with letters written in blood on the back. Murder scene of Faye offices. Okay. I push the air to do the jump. I'm struggling. Whenever I'm struggling with literally anything in life, I stop myself and think, what would the right thing be? Then I do it. Alright, after securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Yep, that's true. Lab test results show that the blood was the victim's. I don't really know how to argue that. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Also don't really know how to argue that. She died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Which I just, like, that's... Okay, what were the two that, hold on, I did hold it in, there was two that they were like, oh, you need some evidence. And I think this was one of them. And then there was one other one that they... Just because you found it next to the victim's body doesn't mean you know it. Miss May? Why would we say Miss May did it? What if I... The killer. The killer wrote her own name in blood. She was framed. Hold on, if that's the case, then where's your evidence? Okay, where's my what is my evidence? What is my evidence that she was framed? That's the part I don't know. How is this phone call not like... Listen, it's one of those games where you gotta just push things sometimes. It's something to do with this. It's something to do with this. It's something to do with this. I just don't know what they want. I don't know what they want as the evidence. I don't know either. I don't know either. God damn it. What if I just show this? We're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. All right, now we're not so cooked. It's okay. The bar is full. Like, it's gotta be, it's something with this. It's something with this. It's gotta be something with us. Oops. Because this is the one where he's like... Yeah. Hold on, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I have to do this again for some reason, but this is like one of those games that I feel like you gotta. I just don't know. I feel like I've presented everything. What is this? Do you have proof it was Mia who wrote that? Of course I do, pal. I just... So, okay, so I'll walk y'all through, like, my mindset right now. Is like, I think the big thing here is we don't know if it's Mia who actually wrote down Maya. It could have very well, they used her bloody finger to do it. It could still be her blood, but not, like, you know, written by her. And I'm struggling to figure out how to prove that right now. Like I'm obviously like that's where I'm at right now, is like that you can't necessarily prove that she wrote this, and I don't know how to... I don't know... Yeah. I also feel like... Wait a minute. Death was instantaneous. Death was instantaneous. The death was instantaneous. There's one thing I want you to clarify with me here. You say the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying? What? That isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. I see why people like this. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, detective. Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Well, oh, these are not in the right order of when I received them. Shoot. I think I received that the day after the murder. It was the day after the murder. The prosecution's point being that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death is almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. But there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way! Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright? You look shocked. Something you want to say? The detective's a sham. Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham. How could you give me a faulty report? Huh? I thought... Detective Gumshoe. I'm disappointed in you. Handing him the wrong reports like that. I'm sorry, sir. You are at fault, Detective. This isn't going to look good on your next evaluation next month. What? But... Your Honor, I submitted this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests that the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Damn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please. April May. Whoa, short titties did a jiggle there.
At your service.
Order. An introduction should not be require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from From wonton winking.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred?
Gee, I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch.
In the hotel strictly across from Fay & Co. law offices.
That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court what you saw.
It was like 9 at night when I looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with the long hair being attacked. And the one attacking her was a mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kind of slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every bitsy wit.
How's she make her titty do that? Objection! Hold it! How do you make your titty do that jiggle? That's a rope and pulley system. How her titties do that? Well, Your Honor, I see. It is remarkably solid testimony. I don't see any need to trouble the witness any. Wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? I thought it was a little jiggly myself. Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly ways of finding tiny faults and perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yes, I'm doing it. She has to have some weakness. All right. It was like 9 at night when I looked out the window, you know. And then I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman dodged to one side and ran away. But the girl, she caught up to her and hit her. She dodged. Dodged what?
Well, the attack.
Please continue your testimony. The girl caught up to her and she hit her. How do you know it was my client?
Huh? Well, gee. First of all, she had the girl's physique. And secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her?
She has a point! She has a point that she was small? Hold on a minute. Testimony stinks.
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you saw nothing. Did you really see the defendant at all? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yeah, what's the meaning of this? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless. About this, I mean.
Okay, if you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal for me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus.
But...
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the... Yes, we do! She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you have to say to that, Miss May?
Roar, XD. What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just don't think all this trifling little details are necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
She did the thing again! I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm a good girl, I promise.
Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. Okay.
I did see everything, I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran to the right. And then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock, that kind of statue-y clock. The thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you?
How does she know it was a clock? He's gonna go, how'd you know it was a clock? Everyone calls it a statue, you ding dong. Ooh woo. Okay. Clock. Didn't this come up in another testimony recently?
Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all.
No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Alright, let me do her previous statements must be what Edgeworth wanted her to say. So this was the testimony in her own words. Time to press and squeeze the truth out of her. Figuratively, of course. I did see everything. Okay. We're gonna press it all. So you saw that Me Too then?
Of course. I remember that spiky hair anywhere. Oh, was I a bad girl? I'm sorry.
Hold it! Is that right as in your right? As you look from the hotel?
Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right. That was my right hand. Right.
What? Why did she say it like that? What? Why was that her jump to?
Which one do I hold my knife in?
Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. How convenient for you to remember her hippie clothes.
That's what what she was wearing. Oh, and her hair was all up in a bun. Then she hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did.
Where did this weapon come from?
She picked it up from the desk. That clock.
It's kind of statuey. The thinker, I think. Okay. All right. I do feel like this. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to present it. I meant to look at it. No, I'm sorry. I wanted to look at the floor plan. Oh no. I meant to this. Okay. Like, I feel like this is probably the, like, you use the floor plan. It's either the floor plan or the clock thing is the thing here. So I'm gonna try I'm gonna try showing the floor plan here. Oops. Oh my god, now I pushed the wrong button there again. Your Honor, that state. No! I don't know. My thought is maybe that she couldn't see it. Can I present? Miss May, what you said just now is quite revealing.
Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer?
You just said that this statue, the thinker, was a clock, but there's no way in knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder. Order! Order! Miss May, can you explain how you knew this was a clock?
Oh.
The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, yes, of course. You'll withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Stop me there, the trial would be over.
Huh? What? So what happens now?
What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
What? That's because I heard it. Yes, I heard it say the time.
So you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co.
No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room.
The law offices of Fay & Co. where the murder took place were very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No! No, Your Honor! I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because she couldn't have heard it. You were at the hotel. There's no way you could have heard the clock go off at the building next door. You have proof that she could not? Amateurs. Amateurs. Listen to me, Mr. Wright. In this courtroom, proof is everything. Without it, you have nothing. You are nothing. I would like to propose a test to see if she really could have heard. Prosecution denies your request. Why? On what grounds? This is a trivial matter with no direct bearing in the case at hand. Indeed. Objection sustained. Damn, time to switch directions. Quick. Not satisfied because it couldn't have rung? Oh! That is true. That is actually, yeah, that is actually real. Your Honor, members of the court, it's inconceivable the clock in question would have rang. It's empty. The clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look right now. Oh, see anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is, as you can see, the clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar.
Fat?
Well, Miss May, quite the show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I am afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there's no contradiction. No, it's not. No. 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 Yes, I can prove that. Ho ho, impossible, of course. No, 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 no. I have proof. Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves that the clockwork was removed is... boop, 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 boop. This. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone.
Ooh, you have a girly phone.
Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. I've been waiting to present this phone the whole time. Order! Order! The defendant's cell phone. This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. Good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker then for you? If you could, I probably could tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working. We know this. La 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 la. Ba ba ba. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time it was recorded, which was well before the witness even arrived to her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know the weapon was a clock?
Well, isn't it obvious? I saw the clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot.
The witness has seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes! Fired up. The witness claims she'd seen it before, but this directly contradicts the piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Produce the evidence that will prove that the witness had not seen the clock before. I mean, it was made by Larry Butts. She didn't see it at a store. This clock was never in any store ever.
What?
A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world. The one that isn't here is in police custody.
Impossible. Everything is sold in stores.
Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuse is not on sale today? Oh, whoa! Whoa, what is... Why was there such a big scene of titty? There was a big titty scene there. That was a really big titty scene.
What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die!
Whoa, 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 let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is the court of law, and the witness will remain calm.
Oh, silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did.
Oh, scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh, they're such good, like, that is such a good little, like, man, the art in this game is really good. Oh, dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain. I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because... Miss May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you heard about it. The witness has never held a clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Have a look at this. That. I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia's Faye's phone, were you not? Oh. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which is not, you still have nothing to prove. Well, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Wait, what? The victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. Proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock. Does she... I mean, probably this. Right? It's a clock. It's made to look at the phone. I mean, I guess. Oh, why is it not letting me present it? I'm clicking the wrong button. I present you the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Yeah, we did this. We did this. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May.
Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to speak to me like that? You liar. It's not fair. All you ganging up on me like that. Oh, I'm such a bad girl. Is that it? Is that it? Oh,
That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap. Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question.
Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity tapping or irrelevant?
She's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove that you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? Huh, I'd like to see her pull that off.
Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil, evil grin. You were probably thinking, I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you?
Damn, she's good.
Well, you're not the first man who's thought that, and of course I can and will.
Can't be serious. No way.
Way, I say, way. And, I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so, the killing happened at 9 at night. Why? That's just when I was getting room service from the sweet bellboy.
Room service?
Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee.
Iced coffee?
Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy.
Ergo, the witness was not at the scene at the time of the murder. So where does this leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to let her walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Oh, well, I'll think of something. I have no idea. I'm just doing all these saves. All right. I guess we call the bellboy. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
I think you've sunken quite low enough already.
I object to calling the bellboy. Well, why? What's your reason? Because I hold that wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, and recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty. That is my condition. What? I better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Give up! Just give up! Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. Certainly does look like a bellboy. He's got the whole thing. He's just carrying what he said. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. Tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call at 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. That's sus. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right. I'm ready, I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. Right? They just killed her off right away. It's hecked up. I am the head bellboy. Hold it! What exactly is it that you do at the hotel? Why, anything required of me, sir. I check in guests, I check out guests, I clean rooms, I make beds. I even deliver room service, sir. I checked Miss May in personally. Are you always so prim? Mr. Wright, you will refrain from asking frivolous questions. I received a call at 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in her all-stunning radiance, but also heard her voice. And then I saw them, and I... The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? She asked for a bright, it's them. 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed the details several times. She was watching a program on TV and wished to have a drink after she finished, sir. 9. The time of the murder. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. Precisely 9, then. Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir. 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it was brought then. Oh, bellboy, tee-hee, I'd like an iced coffee exactly at 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9. Why would she be so particular about the time? And I delivered the iced coffee to the guest, Miss May herself. Are you sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It is an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, she, the guest, sir, favored me with an embracer? A what? It's French for a kiss, but not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Well, why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demure. Demure? Why did I say demure? Demure demeanor. That was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Finally, you understand? The bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It's a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Protest! Wait! Please, wait! Yes, does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright. One more question, that's all. All right. I will ask him about... Why is bed making on here? Bed making. Tell me about making beds that day. I was wondering what you were going to ask, but bed making? That's a new low. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. The witness will answer the defense's question. Yes, well, it was quite like any other day's bed making. I changed the sheets, the pillowcases, and then I proceeded to make the bed. I had to bring pillows for two, of course. They're quite light, you see. I see. Thank you. Pillows for two. Bellboy, what did you just say? Eh? Yes, pillows are quite light, sir. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Ah, yes, quite indeed. It was a good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I was specifically asked, sir. Oof. You fool! I've done it. I've won! Miss April May checked in a twin room with a man, correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room. That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple. It was... The man who checked in with Miss May. Oof. Your Honor, it has been previously revealed Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it were too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Upstart, amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into that matter fully. Am I understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned.
Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there.
Really?
I think I might be your newest fan.
Oh, I was just doing my job, you know.
And again, the other attorney was pretty cool too.
Huh?
That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, it sent shivers up my spine.
If you say so.
So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now?
Well, no, I don't think so. Not yet.
Oh, I see.
But I got a great lead on today's trial.
A lead?
That man with Miss May, he's the key.
Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyways?
I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to find out more about this man.
Do you think he was the one who...
Maybe so.
Sis,
Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow. I promise.
I'm counting on you.
As for a full record of April May's testimony, I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. The victim dodged an attack and ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Hey. Maya doesn't belong in the detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued.